Hey everyone, welcome to the last video in this specific series about product development and product lifecycle. I think I had sort of taken you through a lot of different things to be known about product development and product lifecycle. And today we also looked at Agile, we also looked at Scrum, we looked at Kanban. So we looked at various methodologies and frameworks on how things are executed. But I think this is probably the best way to finish off the series when we are talking about product lifecycle. Waterfall methodology is one of the most classical way of developing a product. Waterfall methodology is completely different from Agile. Like I said, an Agile is where you look at 20 different features, 50 different features, and then start developing the most important features, and then start rolling it out, and then get the customer feedback, and then push it to the market, iterate and reiterate. While waterfall methodology is completely different, where you start, if there are 100 features, you work at all the 100 at the same time towards in terms of development and in terms of getting it to the market. Now you might just ask me, it sounds it sounds crazy and illogical to a certain extent, that why should somebody actually work on all the 100 features and hit the market? Why not just go with the most important features and hit the market? But like I was telling to you, talking to you before, Agile is a way of executing software products, but a waterfall method can be used both in software and for other purposes also. Let's say you are building you are constructing a building which has 100 floors. You're not going to be like, I'm going to build 5 floors, let people stay and have a feel of it, and then tell me what are the things that has to be different on, from the 6th floor on. We don't do that. You build all the 100 floors at the same time. So similarly, there are places where even in software you cannot do it. Let's say you are building an OS. Let's say Microsoft is building coming up with an operating system. They cannot tell you, like, I'm going to give you the most important 10 features in this operating system and then give you an update every 6 weeks for you to be able to get your hands on the next set of features. That is not possible, feasible, or logical. So those are the type of places where a waterfall methodology is adopted. And like I said, there are large softwares, there are really huge softwares which has to be deployed at once. So those sort of places actually use waterfall methodology. The principal difference, like I said, is this. And the one other major difference between an agile and a waterfall methodology is where in waterfall methodologies, teams can be separate. Teams can be segregated. They don't have to follow like a scrum model in terms of executing them. You don't have to have a daily stand-up, because all the prep work is done well much in advance. So there's the analyst team work is done far before the development cycle would start, or the data science would have done far before the development cycle started, or the customer interaction would have also got completed far before the product development started. So these are all the reasons why I said they don't have to be close buddies when this product gets developed. Every team can be in separate part of the world and still be able to pull off a waterfall methodology. But similarly, we are in the COVID times where nobody looks at anybody. So agile methodology still works works with remote employees, but the only difference is in agile methodology, parallel process is possible. My analyst team and design team can be working simultaneously. You know what the product you're developing, so you can have the product manager will be able to coordinate with the design team and start working on design on one side and be working on the data science team on the other side. And by the time one of the or both the team both the teams would be getting completed with their work around the same time. So it's more around the deployment time they work together. But in a waterfall methodology, it's not possible in general. You really want the design team to be having their own timeline on when you want them to work on. You first finish off the data data structuring work, the backend work has to be done. You need to know what sort of data we are talking about, what sort of storage we are talking about, and then the features we are talking about, and then you go on to the UI UX aspect of things and start working on it. So these are all the places where the methodology completely differs. But like I said, a waterfall methodology is used not just in software development, but in a wide array of things, and a lot of large scale companies actually use waterfall methodologies, even for softwares, like I talked about, like I was talking to you about. And given, yeah, we should give credits where it's due. A lot of softwares that we use on a daily basis would have actually got built using waterfall methodology. That's one of the most classical way of even building out a product. The only biggest challenge is when you go wrong, you're done. Like I said, in one of the initial product life cycle, on the different phases, that's one of the reason why I started with it. On the different phases, when you follow a waterfall methodology, you're putting in all the R&D, you're putting in all the budgets and developing the product. And once you sort of having you sort of have a steep decline, the product makes no sense, and those are the type of products you might have to sunset, because there's no way you can reiterate the product by process or go back to stage one in terms of ideating the product or conceiving the product again, purely because of the amount of money, time, effort that has gone in terms of development and deployment of the product. You cannot just reiterate after it got out in the market. So that's also the reason why there are, I don't want to bring names, but there are softwares which had like very big sort of or products for that matter, which had very big homework or very big sort of announcement that came into the market, and then they would have pulled back altogether and closed out the whole product, purely because they would, it came through this process of waterfall methodology. You have one shot to be able to connect with the customer the way you want to connect. If they are not able to connect with the customer, then the whole thing goes on a disarray. I think this sort of helps you to understand what a waterfall methodology is all about. And this marks the end of the second part of the series. And in this part, like I said, we saw about product lifecycle, product development, Agile, Waterfall methodology, Scrum framework, Kanban framework. I think it sort of helps you as well. I'm just trying to keep it as simple and easy as possible for people to be able to conceive the whole product management idea. But being a product manager, it is very important for you to understand all these concepts, so you're able to understand while you adopt it. A lot of people, may not understand why people do what, but this is the method behind the madness. This is exactly why what is done. So hope you all enjoyed this part of the series, and hopefully in the next coming week we'll see the third part, where I'm covering something more around on product management. Please stay tuned. Have a great day. Bye bye.